Hi, hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well this evening. Please let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know, confirming that you can hear me. And yeah. Hi. Uh-oh, let me move this camera back so you can see me better. Thumbs up. Can you hear me? Audio good? Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody is having a great evening so far. Let me do that. That's a little better. And yeah, it's Friday night. It's the last day of February, Black History Month, the last day. Did anybody participate in the blackout today? Anybody? Do anybody know what I'm talking about when I say the blackout? Anybody? You did? Okay, cool. Everybody know what I'm talking about? Some people probably like, what? What is that? What is that? What is that? Do you know what I'm talking about? You did. You didn't. You did. Okay. Well, I did. And I never knew like how difficult it was to not buy nothing. Like I had to think about that today. I was like, when I was driving to LA today, I was like, do I buy stuff every single day? I had to think about that. I don't know. Do you guys do you buy stuff every day? Like, is that something that you can't, or just think about it. Do you purchase something every day, whether it be gas or groceries or lunch or whatever? Like, think about that. Do you buy stuff every day? I had to think about that because I was like, okay, no, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do it. And I'm like, dang, I had to think about it. Do I buy stuff every single day? Whether it be like shopping online or whatever. Oh my God, just think about all the stuff that you buy or purchase, or you don't even think about it. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I made sure to go last night to get my gas in my car. I literally drove to pick up my son from daycare and got all the way home. And it was when I was backing into the parking lot, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to get gas. And I knew I had to travel here today, so I needed to fill up my tank. So I was like, oh my God. And my son was looking at me like, I know you lying. We are home and I am hungry. So I'm gonna need you to keep bagging on into this garage. But after we ate dinner, I went ahead and bundled him up and we went and got gas and everything, because I was like, I am definitely not. I'm gonna participate. I'm gonna make sure that I participate. And yes, supporting all small businesses. Yes, that's right. You bought gas only. Well, some things you just you can't control sometimes. I get it, because I was thinking if I had to go and make this removal today, then I would have had to probably fill up the van, which that would have been out of my control. But I said, you know what? Actually, it wasn't even me. It was Mother Nature told me no. Yes. The contractions are strong. So Mother Nature said, no, you're not going to go make no removal. And I haven't made a removal in so long anyway. I was like not really and like looking forward to that. But Terrell has other things he had to take care of today. So I was like, oh, let me go ahead and just do that for him. But Mother Nature said, no, she shut that down real quick. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I'm gonna try not to be on here long tonight because I do need to go pick up my son. But I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about protecting your peace. Protecting your peace. Like, I have a funeral home. Y'all know. Oh, did y'all know? Did y'all know I had a funeral home? Yeah. That's what I have. I have a funeral home. So it's important to always protect your peace at all costs, in every aspect. But just in general, like with the funeral business, it's even more important, I feel, because you're dealing with people who are grieving, who are at the lowest point sometimes in their life. I know losing my mom, it was the lowest. That was it. Like, my world was shattered. So sometimes you have to deal with things that you wouldn't ordinarily deal with someone on a, like, if it was a regular like a normal instance or what have you. We get people that come up in here and they have a chip on their shoulder. Sometimes they mad because one of their, it's a sibling set that has their legal next of kin. And one of them may not want to be here. They want their loved one to be somewhere else, or, they got outranked or whatever. So they come in with a chip on their shoulder and you can't get the chip off. And it's kind of hard. Sometimes you get cussed out. You get, you get, someone shouting and cussing, you cussing at you and shouting in your face or what have you. And I feel like it's important to take time and take moments to yourself to always make sure that you're protecting yourself and your mental, because it can get hard. And if you take it, you allow situations to, like, you take it personally, that it can affect your mental. Let me tell you, it can definitely affect your mental. Like, okay. And let's not even talk about just a family. Let's just talk about people you dealing with within the industry. Say, for instance, I had a transporter that he came to me. Okay, right before my mother passed, or maybe a few months or so before my mother passed. Yeah, no. It was the beginning of COVID. It was the beginning of COVID. No, not the beginning of COVID. The beginning of 2021. 2021 was that surge that we had of deaths. And then I remember, because I caught COVID at the end of 2020 and went into 2021. So I wasn't here in the office for like over a month, and my mother was holding the office down by herself. And I felt bad, but I literally felt bad physically, and like, I felt bad. I was like, I was no help to nobody. And it was random how I caught COVID. I remember I was at home and I went to go grab me something to eat, came back, was eating, I was in a good mood because I had some good food. And then all of a sudden, I kid you not, maybe a half hour to an hour later, my body just shut down on me. Like, I was so weak. And anyways, I had COVID. My mother was taking care of this place. This guy came here and introduced himself to my mom as someone that wanted to help. He really wanted to help us and this and that. He's heard a lot about us or what have you. I don't know. I can't remember every detail of that meeting that my mother had with him, but he actually helped her with a hold on, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm live right now.
Oh, okay, love you.
Tune in. Love you. Mwah. Y'all, look at my baby. Say hi, baby. Say hi, baby.
Say hi to everybody.
Say hi.
How your day going?
That's my baby. I love you. Mwah. I'll talk to you later. Mwah. Bye. That's my baby, y'all. Y'all know. It's my heart right there. Next to my son, that is. So I can't remember how exactly the meeting went with my mother, but I remember her saying that he came in and he helped her with some stuff, and he was just so helpful, and she was just so like excited that to have the help, because back then we didn't have no male help like that. So she was really happy to, and grateful that he came by and helped her with a few things. And he said, hey, anytime you need me, I'm here, calling me, blah, 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 whatever. So I don't know what happened to where 2023 entered and I meet him. I met him in 2023. I can't remember how or what have you, but I met him somehow, and I was like, oh, okay, you're the guy that my mother was telling me about, blah, 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 whatever. But then my mother passed, and y'all saw in the video, the life after video, that she passed away, and literally the next day I had to come into the office because the day that my mom passed away, the day that my mother passed away, I walked into the office. I don't remember if I told you guys this story or not. Let me know if I told you guys this story or not. So I won't repeat it then if I've already said that, told you guys this story. But I walked into the office that day, and I'm on the phone, and it was a lot going on with me being on the phone, because at the time I was hearing a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know how to process, because I was on the phone with my mom, like always. I'm always on the phone with her, but they were okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. They were working on her, and I'm just like screaming like, hey, you guys, somebody tell me something or whatever. And my aunt was there with her, but she was out of it. Like, she couldn't even talk to me. But when I walked into the office, I remember seeing a huge mess. One of the loved ones was leaking fluid, and it was everywhere. And I was like, oh my God. Because I remember Tiffany telling me, my office manager, Tiffany, telling me that it was an odor here. There was some type of odor, and she didn't know where it was coming from. And I said, when there's an odor, that means there's some type of fluid. Somebody is leaking or something. So when I came in that day, I discovered where the odor was coming from. And yes, one of the loved ones was leaking really bad, and fluid was everywhere. So again, at that time, we didn't have the help. We didn't have, nobody coming in on a regular basis or anything like that. So I saw the disaster, and I was like, I couldn't even focus on the disaster, and I couldn't focus on the odor because I'm hearing all this noise and stuff, all this chaos going on the phone. So long story short, I ended up having to leave, and I didn't get to take care of the problem, the disaster. So my mom passed, and the next day I had to come here and clean that up, because we're like, you guys know, we're like in a strip area, like a strip mall area, or not a strip mall, or whatever you call it. We're connected to other buildings, and that's all I need is somebody to complain about the smell and all this stuff. And, there's an alley right there. I didn't want nobody to, start complaining about the smell. So I was just like, I gotta go and clean this up. I have to do this, even though I was hurting like so bad. as you guys saw in the first clip of the video. And that was me. I was on the phone. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I was on the phone with John, if I'm not mistaken. And John just so happened to be in the same hospital as my mother. Just so happened at the time he was in the hospital, I believe, being prepared for surgery. He was having surgery on his back. So he was there and heard stuff as well. So I believe that's who I was on the phone with. And he was telling me, you don't need to be there. You need to get somebody else to come. And I was telling him, I don't have anybody else. There is no one I can call. I don't know anybody that, no one in my family will be willing to do it. I mean, no one. There is no one other than my brother who flew into town to help me. So, yeah. So I didn't have anybody. So you saw me just breaking down. I mean, literally my mental, everything was just, I was just crushed. I don't even know how I did it that day. I really don't. But I started calling everybody in the phone. And then I came across that young man's name. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. Let me try. And I reached out and he said, oh, okay, okay. You're at the mortuary now. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, I'm on my way. And I was like, okay, maybe he'll come, maybe he won't. Cause like a little bit over an hour went by and he wasn't here yet. So I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to have to do this on my own. And what you heard me say in the video was, my mom, this is something my mom would have been helping me with, so just that thought, just knowing that she was gone forever. Like she can't, this is me and her. We supposed to be doing this together. And it just, yeah. So the young man, he did show up. He came. I'm like emotional. And I let him know that my mother passed away, and he goes to like hug me or what have you. And he helped me. He really helped me that day. Like a lot. Like he took the loved one, he rebagged the loved one, he cleaned, he did a lot. He helped me with a lot. And I was so grateful. And, of course, I want to compensate him for helping me. And he goes, no compensation. This is free of charge. Just let me know when mom's service is and I'll be there to help as well. Blah, blah, blah. And I was grateful. Like, oh my God, thank you. Y'all, seriously. Just think about it. If you ever was so crushed and hurt and like your world was just turned upside down, just think about it. That's how I was. Like I literally was like a zombie. I mean, I had to get that cleaned up or whatever, but I was literally like a zombie that day. So when he told me, hey, no charge, whatever, I was just like, okay, thank you, And then from thereafter, we built some type of relationship as far as working relationship with him coming and doing transport for me and all this stuff, and I just was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I'm sitting here thinking, the Lord is blessing me with help. He is sending me the people that want to help me and want to be a part of Exquisite and have a heart for Exquisite and for people. That's what I'm thinking, not thinking anything else. But then I start hearing from other funeral homes that this young man is talking crap about me. And I'm like, that has to be wrong because I've been nothing but kind to him. Like, no, he's not. No. So when I brought it up to him, he goes, oh no, she has it all wrong. That's not what I said to her. This is what I said. Da 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 da. Blah blah blah. So, because I don't know him that well, I'm just like, you need to be careful if you are saying anything. It could be taken out of context or what have you. You need to be careful. Watch who you talk to. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Didn't think nothing of it because, first of all, I took, I guess, for lack of a better word, pity on this young man because I felt like he didn't have anybody. I felt like, I mean, he's a really petite young man. Like, he's short. He's not that tall. And then on top of that, he has, oh God, am I really going to say this? Is this okay? His lifestyle. He has his lifestyle kind of makes it hard for him to be accepted. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it without, I don't want to be insensitive, but I felt bad for him because he had confided in me about, being like suicidal and all of this. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I can understand because, he's not that tall. And then he has this lifestyle and this and that. And I'm just like, I felt bad for him. And I just was like, you know what? I'm going to keep praying for you. I'm here for you. That whatever, that's how I was raised. That's who I am. So, I just let that go. What I heard from the other funeral home, I just let it go and gave him another chance. Now, this young man came in, he helped me with getting our cooler together. Now we have a walk-in cooler, and he was instrumental in helping with getting that together. And again, I'm thinking I have somebody that's looking out for me, that's helping me, because that's all he said to me was, I got your back. Don't worry, da, 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 da. And that's all I'm thinking, everything that he did for me, I paid him for. I made sure that I paid him for it. Everything that he did for me, except for the cooler. He didn't ask for nothing for the cooler. He said, not asking for nothing for the cooler. He didn't ask for nothing. He didn't want anything for when he came to help me with the disaster that I had that first time. No, but all the other time I was like, no, I insist. I paid him. You know what I mean? And made sure that his invoices and stuff were paid. So one of my staff members would go out on calls with him. Sometimes he would ask her to go on a removal with him. Not necessarily for our mortuary, but he did removals for other funeral homes as well. So he would call on one of my staff members because she was really interested in learning how to do all of that. And so, they built some type of rapport. Anyways, it's a lot that's happened, but I'm just going to skip to the end to where she called me. This was sometimes last year, towards the end of last year. She said, hey, I'm really uncomfortable going on ride-alongs with him now. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that's up to you. And she goes, well, he really be talking a whole lot of crap about you. And I'm like, really? So I'm like, what could he possibly have to say about me? Like, what could he possibly have to say negative about me? And that's one thing I thought about. Then the other thing I thought about was, why does he feel so comfortable talking crap about me to you? Because not only was this staff member a staff member of mine, but she's also married into my family. So I'm just like, but I gave her the benefit of the doubt because she was telling me. So I'm like, okay. So she recorded him. Y'all, she sent me the recordings. And yeah, I'll admit I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive. So it hurt me to hear him talking, how bad he was talking about me. Cause I'm like, he called me a bitch. He said that I don't pay my staff enough. You don't need to work for her. You need to work over here. You can make more money over here. She's using you guys. She's this and that. And she's making a lot of money. I'm like, if I was making a lot of money, do you think I would still be here in this building where the walls seem like it's closing in on me? Do you think I would be driving a Nissan? Do you think I would? Come on, like, make it make sense. If I was making a whole lot of money, like he said I was, wouldn't I make sure to spruce up the place a little more or something? I don't know. So it hurt me. Not only did he say all this negative stuff about me with bad mouthing me about my saying that I'm, not paying my staff good or whatever, but he also said, oh, and then that day she called me, and after her mom passed, she was crying and everything, and she was doing, oh, that was it for me. Yeah, that right there. Oh, it hurt me to the core because I was so vulnerable. I was so. That day was the worst. It was the worst because waking up the day after knowing that my mom was never coming back. She was gone for real. Like, this was not a dream. This is reality. That was the worst. That was the worst. So I was at my lowest. And for him to talk crap about it and say, oh, yeah, she was crying and doing all that. I was like, oh, my God, how insensitive are you? So he was taking care of some jobs for us that day that I got these audios. He was finishing up some jobs for us, meaning taking some cases to the morgue and stuff like that, picking up from, I believe he picked up from the coroners and all that. This particular week, I had called on him for help because Terrell was not able to, I can't even remember what it was that I think he had got COVID or something. He had got sick that week. So he was not able to work that whole week. So, and we were real busy that week and had needed cases picked up. We needed cases dropped off, and it was just a lot. So I let him finish that day without him knowing, without tipping him off that I was on to, his shenanigans. Right. So he called me and I recorded the call, but he called me. And he was like, yeah, so Miss Ray, I'm done. And I told you I got you. And yeah, so if you need me to do X, Y, and Z, then I'll come and do that. And then I'm like, no, it was already taken care of. Oh, was it really taken care of? For some reason, he knew something was off or what have you. I don't know why, but I think he probably knew that the person probably told me some stuff or what have you. So he was like, oh, are you just saying that to me, or was it really taken care of? I said, it was really taken care of. And I said, but, I just let him know that, hey, I don't know what I've done to you. I don't know what it is that about me that you don't like, but, I've heard that you've been talking a lot of crap about me. Oh no, Miss Ray, I don't know what you're talking about. Nah, you shouldn't believe what you shouldn't all this stuff. And I let him talk. And then I said, sir, she recorded you. Oh, he came, all his whole personality changed. You're not gonna make it. You're effing this and that, and I was all kind of everything when he realized that I knew the truth. Like, oh, he was recorded and, oh, you're this and that. And I'm like, oh, wow. I can't even remember what all he said, but he said a whole bunch of nasty stuff. And I hung up. And then he started blowing up my phone after that. So I blocked him. And I'm just like, why is he calling me? If I'm all kind of bees and all this, why is he calling me? I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah. So the person that told me about this whole thing, you know, she came to me later that day because I was hurt. I was hurt because this young man has been going around talking all this crap about me to all these funeral homes. This is what I'm being told. Like when they go to the morgue already don't like us. He goes and chimes in with the morgue and say, oh yeah, they do this and they that. Da, 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 da. Meanwhile, my worker slash in-law is with him while he's saying all this crap about me in my firm to other firms or to the morgue or wherever. And I'm just like, wow. You know, I'm thinking, what does that say about you that he feels so comfortable to talk so much crap about me in front of you? And he knows that you're not only my staff member, but you're married into my family. Like, you know, so then I just broke down. I just cried and I was so upset and I was hurt because I'm already feeling like, you know, I don't have many people. You know what I mean? My person was taken from me. She's gone. So now I'm like, you know, yeah. So my circle is very, very tight, very, very small and very tight. So I thought that he was a part of that and he's not. He talking crap about me to everybody. So that person, that staff member comes to me and she goes, I just want you to know that I know that you're saying why, you know, why did he feel comfortable enough to say it and, you know, say stuff about you in front of me and all this, but I didn't want it to go on any longer. And I wanted you to know about it or whatever. That's why I recorded it. And I want you to know that I am here for you. I rock with you in so many words, y'all. She was just like, and I know your mom is proud of you and this and that. And I'm exquisite. I'm not going anywhere, da, 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 whatever. And it made me feel good. It made me feel warm inside. Like, thank you. Thank you. And I had Tiffany telling me that as well as Terrell. They were all like livid. Like Terrell wanted to go and beat him up. Like, yes. So, and my stepfather, he wanted to beat him up too. My stepfather met him too. And this young man told my stepfather his whole life story pretty much. And my stepfather, like, who is this guy? Like, he just told me all of his stuff. Like I don't need to know all that about him because, like I said, there's a lifestyle or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know why he told you that, Pop. I don't know if he told you that thinking you was going, I don't know. I don't know why he told you that, but, so y'all know where I'm going with this, right? So that same person that recorded that conversation and made sure that I knew that person was not for me and not rocking with me, a few months later, I kid you not, just a few, I don't even think it was a few, maybe a couple of months later, if that, here I am faced with a situation with that person. And I'm just like confused because I thought you rock with me. I thought you know, this is you're my family. Not only are you my staff member, but you are my family. So if anything, you got my back more than everybody, right? No. So I'm sorry. Hi, Miss Ray. Da, 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 da. Mama, Anthony. I'm Helen. My husband, I called your mom twice. She was so sweet. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much. So, y'all, it's important to protect your mental. You got to protect yourself against delusional people. You have to, because I guess I was the delusional person in that scenario because I thought that we were cool. I thought that, you know, we had like a sister brother type relationship. He's rocking with me. He's helping me. He's making sure that we get this and that. I just really thought that he rocked with me. I really did. I was naive enough to believe that he really rocked with me. I was telling people that talked about him, that talked crap about him, that talked crap about his lifestyle and all this stuff. I would tell them, I'm literally telling them, y'all need to stop. That's not right. You need to pray for him. He's, you know, he's a good guy, da, 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 da. So meanwhile, while I'm trying to protect him and he's out there talking crap about me. So that a couple of months later, we had a situation where my staff member, Terrell could not go and do a removal. So my staff member decided that she was going to go and do the removal on her own, which I was a little concerned about because she don't drive the van. So I was concerned about my van, my company van, that at the time was in my mother's name. So, and I was trying to get it out of my mother's name into my name, which since has happened. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, I wish I had an applause thing. I do, but I don't feel like looking for it. Anyways, I finally got that done. But anyways, at that time, it was still in my mother's name. And so I was concerned about her driving the van. Mind you, she had just got her driver's license last year. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm a little concerned about that. No shade or anything. Just, you know, that's normal, right? To be concerned about somebody driving your vehicle and they, you know, especially it's a van. It's a cargo van. So I'm just like, you know, I didn't feel comfortable with that. So she had texted me and said, hey, I'm coming to pick up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I said, do you feel comfortable with driving the van? You know, and she goes, oh no, my husband is going to drive. And I was like, I'm sorry, wait, what? Hold on. I said, it's not appropriate for your husband to ride with you, let alone drive the company van. I said, anything can happen. I mean, you know, it's a liability, blah, blah. I didn't say that at the time, but that's what my thought was like. Anything could happen. Y'all know that. Anybody in business know that anything could happen if somebody is, when you're driving the company or you driving anybody car for that matter. But think about it. In the funeral industry, somebody that don't work for the company goes on a ride along with you, and either you get pulled over, y'all, or something happened to where maybe you get pulled over with a loved one in the back. Or you go to the location where you're picking up the loved one, and there's an incident there, and they're saying, oh, you know, so and so was with your staff member, or no, your staff member so and so did X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, that's not my staff member. So no. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Oh, your staff member dropped the loved one on the ground, or anything can happen, y'all. I'm just going through scenarios. Anything can happen. That could come back to bite me. So I'm just like, dude, no, that's not how this works. You can't just just say that somebody's going to drive my car. No. So, okay. So she didn't say anything. Did I tell this story before? Come on, LP. You ain't got to say all that. Just fill in the blanks. Right. Insurance and liability. Yes. So I'm like, no. Like, I would be already taking a chance by letting you drive it. And then you trying to let the homies come in. No. So I was like, okay. Yeah, that's not going to work. So she did not respond back to me. Instead, she called Terrell, and Terrell, I guess, I don't know, Terrell told her that she needed to call me. So then she calls me and say, hey, I'm here. But I didn't think it would be a problem because, so-and-so is your family anyway. And I'm like, he's my family, but he does not work for me. I said, so what does that have to do with anything? I said, he does not work for me. You can't go to his job and he should say, hey, yeah, my wife she gonna ride with me. She gonna ride along and she's gonna do X, Y, and Z. He can't do that at his job. So what makes you think you could do it here? No. And so she just said, okay, fine. I don't feel comfortable. So I'm just not going to go. And I was just like, okay, I didn't engage there in that conversation too much because I knew that my family member was with her and I didn't want it to be said, oh, she did this. So I just said, okay. And I let that conversation go and said, okay, I'm just going to deal with her in person. Actually, I didn't even say that I was going to deal with her in person. It wasn't until a few days later that she's kind of got out of pocket with the office manager, Miss Tiffany, and kind of walked away from Miss Tiffany while she was talking to her. And I was just like, okay. So Miss Tiffany was at her wit's end with her. She was like, I don't know what's going on with her, but all of a sudden her attitude has just changed. More recently, she's combative. She's this and that. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to have to come there and I'm going to have to talk to her. And my thought process was, I need to talk to her. I need to talk to her because first, number one, I'm the boss. So I have to do it, even though I didn't want to. No one likes to be, well, I don't like being the boss. I really don't. The responsibility is a lot. You know, when it was just me and my mom, I had these problems. Me and my mom, we'll bicker to one another and that be it. You know, that be it. But these kind of problems with having to sit down and talk to the staff, I don't like it. I don't like it. So I wrote out what I wanted to say to her because I wanted to make sure that it stayed professional and I didn't get my emotions involved because I did hear some stuff throughout the week that she was saying, some negative stuff that she was saying. And I was just like, okay. And one of the things that she said was, if I say anything to her, she is going to quit. And I'm like, okay, well, I cannot be afraid. I cannot be afraid to be the boss. So I'm going to sit down and talk to her because she needs to know there's a chain of command and she needs to know that you can't do what you want to do. You can't. And maybe, she doesn't know. So I'm just going to go in and just, sit and educate and not discipline or reprimand or anything like that. I just wanted to let her know it's a chain of command. This is how it is, blah, blah, blah. Policy and the procedure, just in case you forgot, blah, 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 whatever. And that was it. But literally from the moment I walked in the door to say, hey, can we talk to you? It was, I guess you can make the rest of my day interesting or whatever. And I'm like, I said, okay, all right. Okay. So I sat down with her and I started, reading to her what I wrote. Hey, just wanted to talk to you about the incident that happened last Saturday. And she goes, what incident? And I'm like, the only incident that I could be talking about. What are you? So she started doing that and I just knew, I was like, oh God, this is not going to go well. But I'm going to try. I'm still going to try to make it. Said the only incident I could be talking about, the only incident that's been discussed all week. So, Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, okay. Well, I do have more than just exquisite that I have to, that I think about and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my God, she's really gonna make it like that, you guys. Usa. And I said, okay, this is not where I wanted to go. And she started calling me names. She said I was passive aggressive, and I was, what else? It was something else. I can't remember the other one she called me. Condescending and passive aggressive. And I'm just like, really? And she said, I'm sure you've heard that before. And I said, no, I've never heard that. You know, I've been called, you know, I've been told, you need to work on your attitude, or I've been called some names before, but I've never been called those names. So honestly, no, I've never been called those names before. And she was in shock, like, oh my God, like you've never been called. And I said, no, I haven't. Like, why are you so shocked? Like, I didn't say that, but I'm just like, you know, I said, no, I have not. Like, I'm not perfect. I've been called some names before, but I've never been called that before. So I said, this is not the way I wanted to go. I literally wrote down my words so that we can have a good conversation, because I don't want it to go left. I'm trying to keep the conversation to where we, you know, can have a good outcome. And she was like, I just feel like it's best for me to just part ways and this and that. And I'm just like, wow, what? She said, because you're not even taking responsibility for, what did she say? You're not taking responsibility for what I just said to you. And you're not, like, I was supposed to accept that she said that I'm passive aggressive and condescending. I'm supposed to accept that or whatever. And I'm just like, what? How did this become about me? Like, hold on. I'm just like, I said, hold on. This is not about me. I don't need to accept what you're saying about me. If I am that, you know, to you, then I mean, but I don't need to accept that. This is about, we're trying to talk to you about, you know, the policies and procedures here. And so that, and no, you can't accept criticism. So this is not going to work here for me. I'm not going to be able to work here. I'm just like, wait, what? I can't accept criticism when I'm not. I just forgot that she was the boss. I guess she was the boss. I'm supposed to sit there and listen to her and accept that she's telling me I'm X, Y, and Z. And this is all of a sudden, you guys, we went from just a couple of months ago, you telling me how great of a boss I am. I'm doing a wonderful job. This, that, and the other. Now there's one incident. This is the first incident I've ever had with her, ever. And I had to sit down with her. First, never had to confront her about anything else before. Never. This is the first time. And because I have to sit down with you this one time and talk to you about something, now I'm this evil boss. I'm this and that, and I'm hurting you in some type of way. I just couldn't believe it. I'm just like, are you being for real right now? Like, I literally thought not Justin, what's his name? Ashton Kutcher, he was going to bust out and say, punked, girl, you. And I'm like, because I seriously, the look on my face, asked Miss Tiffany, I was in shock. And I started recording the conversation after a while when she started name calling, when she started saying I was this and that. I started recording the conversation because she, like I said, you clocked that she is a part of my family. She's married into my family. I didn't want it to be said that, oh, Rayola did this and that. That's my government name, you guys, Rayola. She did this and that. She said X, Y, Z to me. I said, oh, no. We're going to record this. So I started recording it because I already know what the narrative is going to, what it's going to be. So I was like, okay. I said, this is not how I wanted to go. I don't want you to quit. That's not what I want. I really I said, I'm grateful and I'm appreciative of you being here, of your work ethic and this and that. I said, but you have to understand that I can't be afraid to be the boss. Oh, I don't think you're afraid to be the boss. I just think you just don't, you can't accept criticism. I'm like, oh, is that so? Okay. So I said, so pretty much I don't need to say anything else. You've pretty much made up your mind. I'm evil. You all of a sudden I'm evil and you want to go now. Okay. So needless to say, we parted ways. But at the end of the day, I was hurt. Oh, baby, I was hurt because I'm looking like, Lord, what is going on? Like, what are you doing, God? I thought you sent people here that had a heart and passion for the exquisite, for wanted to help me and just wanted to help. What is going on? So I just started to question, like, what is going on? What is happening? And I was feeling down. I was feeling down. I was feeling really hurt and down. And of course, yes, the young lady did run and tell some people some stuff that I had to send the messages to. Said, this is what was said. And they go, oh, so yeah. I say, yeah. Wasn't me. Mind you, I tried to give her more hours. She declined to work more hours. I tried. This was before because she was telling people in the family that, oh, she didn't make enough money. She didn't do this and that. And I'm like, I offered you more hours. She only worked a half a day on Monday and a full day on Friday. That's it. I offered her full day on Mondays, a Wednesday, and the full day on Wednesday and a full day on Friday to act, because it was supposed to be part-time from the beginning. So I added more and she declined. She was cool with her half a day on Monday, her full day on Friday. She declined any extra time. But then she was saying that she may have to quit, this and that. And I was like, I don't understand why you have to quit and work a full-time job when I tried to offer you more hours and you declined it. You said that you couldn't. So how is it possible for you to go and get a full-time job when you can't even work the extra hours that I offered you? And she goes, well, it's not about the hours. It's about the pay. Oh, so you want me to pay you more? You want me to pay you more for the little hours that you already work? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not how this is going to work. No. So I said all that to say this. I went to drop off my son today. And I don't feel bad about this at all. I really don't. Because dang it, it's important to protect your peace. I went to drop off my son today. And when I got there to my family's church, I was greeted by my aunt who told me, oh, you know, so-and-so is here. And when she saw you pulling in, she ran into the church and went and started talking to my other aunt, which is her mother-in-law, and was saying something or whatever bad. And then she got on the phone and started talking to her. She said, I guess it's her husband on the phone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I said, oh my God, you know, it's been a few months because this happened in November. So it's been a few months. And I'm thinking, you know what? At the end of the day, we're still in the same family. I still have to see her and break bread and fellowship with her sometimes. And that's fine. I'm an adult. She's an adult. We're still, at the end of the day, we're still family. So it is what it is. So I'm thinking maybe she's had some time to think and she's probably embarrassed about, how she left so abruptly and how she, blew things out of proportion, because she did. And I'm just like, okay, let me just go in there and let her say, and let her know that it's all good. Like by speaking to her, saying, hi, how you doing or whatever. And I didn't think nothing of it. And so I went in there and was, took my son in there and I asked, hey, can I take him into this room? And it was like, yeah, but the room that I had to take him into, that's where she was. And so my aunt, not her mother-in-law, but my other aunt, she goes, you need to speak to her. You need to say something, get off the phone and speak to her. And I'm like, no, auntie, don't do that. Don't do that. No. And she was like, no, she's being disrespectful. She needs to speak to you. You said hello to her. She's not speaking. I said, but auntie, no, don't do that. And so I said hello to her again. And then I'm right here. This is her. I'm right here facing her. And I'm walking past her and I'm facing. And I said hi to her again. She's looking at my aunt and she said, I don't need to acknowledge her. I don't need to acknowledge her. She something, whatever she said. And I just said, oh, wow, really? That's what we doing? I said, oh, wow. So I took my son into the room and I didn't think nothing of it. And then her and my aunt was going back and forth. And I'm just like, oh, my God. Why they going back and forth? She was like, no, I heard the recording. Rayla didn't say, she didn't do anything wrong. That's her business. That is her business. You have to respect her business. You can't just come in her business and do what you want to do. That's not how it works in anybody's business. And so they're going back and forth for that. And so I'm just like, y'all, I'm telling y'all, Mother Nature is acting up. The contractions is coming harder and harder. And I'm just like, not in the mood. Not in the mood. I literally, I wouldn't have came down today had I not had a call. Well, I had to come to the office because situation happened to where Terrell wasn't going to be able to be here and wasn't nobody going to be able to be in the office. So I was just like, you know what? Let me come and relieve Miss Tiffany because she wasn't planning on being here today either. But because Terrell couldn't be here, she had to come in. So I came in and relieve her. And I'm like, but I was like, I'm in pain. I need a freaking epidural and I don't have time for this drama. That was my mindset. So I just was like, I walked past the argument and she just going back and forth with my aunt. Now, mind you, that was disrespectful. I just was like, dang, really? So I looked at her and I said, really? Is it really that deep? And she looked at me and said, yes, it's that. I don't need to talk to you, or no, I don't need to be around you, Rayla. I don't need to be around your energy, your type of energy. I was like, what? I said, okay, so it's mental. So let me go. Y'all, I did not do nothing to her. Nothing. I didn't do nothing to her. She could not even tell me of one thing that I've done to her. She could not. The whole conversation that I had with her, and I'm like, how do you go from singing my praises to now all of a sudden I'm just this evil person that makes you feel uncomfortable? I don't understand. You would come in and talk to me about movies or shows or whatever. If I make you feel uncomfortable, why would you do that? Why would you feel comfortable enough to come to me and talk? We kiki it up about, girl, I'm like, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense how all of a sudden now, because I have to sit down and talk to you about a situation, now all of a sudden I'm just this evil person. So when I went into to drop my son off, I went into that situation blind because I literally did not think it was that deep. It's been a few months. Like, I'm thinking, she has had time to process, and not at the end of the day, we both adults and we're in the same family. She's married into it, but we're, it's part of the same family. So what in the world? Why would you take business and you made it personal with it? You know what I mean? I'm just like, I just couldn't believe it. You can't even be cordial and say, hey, how you doing? Even if you faking it, just, hey, how you doing? Whatever. But no, she said, I don't need to acknowledge her. I'm sorry. Wait, what? Okay, because the witch is gonna come out in a minute because I'm already going growling on the inside because I'm having a lot of pain. So I'm like, let me keep walking because I don't know what is going on with her. So then when I come back and I'm leaving and she's, I'm like, is it really that deep? And she's like, I don't need to be around you, Reola. Mind you, no one in my family calls me Reola. Everyone calls me Ray or Ray Ray in my family. No one calls me by my government name. So when you call me by my government name, yeah, okay. So I don't need to be around you, Rayola. I don't need to be around your energy, your type of energy. I said, oh, so it's mental. Okay, let me go. And I left. So after that, I guess my aunt called me and she was like, no, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because something is wrong. Like, what is off? And I was like, I really don't know. I recorded the conversation for a reason. So you guys can know that it was not me. It's not me. It's definitely her. I don't know what's going on with her, but I thought by now she would have came to her senses and been like, oh, you know what? Maybe a little embarrassed, and all she would have had to do, you guys, was come to me and apologize and we would have squashed the whole thing and she could have came back. No problem. No problem. Because it wasn't that deep. It really wasn't that deep. So now it got me thinking about every time that she said that young man was talking about me. I wonder what you were saying. I really do. Now I wonder. So when it comes to your mental, I wanted to say this. Dealing with delusional people, whether in your personal life, whether in business or even online on here. Oh my gosh. It requires strong boundaries, to protect your peace, energy, and mental well-being. It requires boundaries. So I thought I was trying to set the boundaries with this young lady, but she wouldn't even allow me. She wouldn't allow me to be her boss. She didn't want me to say nothing to her, as if she was on my level and she was writing my checks. I'm just like, I was confused. I'm like, huh? Okay. These individuals often refuse to accept reality. They manipulate situations to fit their narrative, which is what she's doing. Or they project their insecurities onto others, which I feel like she has a lot of growing up to do. So, and I was definitely willing to help her with that. Of course. That's what your boss is. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to guide you to be better. If they're criticizing you all the time, then yes, absolutely. Something is wrong with that. Absolutely. But I kid you not. I've never had to say anything to her. She was with me for maybe a little over a year. I've never had to say anything to her. At least I don't remember. And I even said it when we were meeting. I got it recorded. I said, I've never had to reprimand you ever. I've never said it. And then she gave a look and I was like, okay, you gave a look. When have I reprimanded? And she's like, no, you never have. No, she said, no, you've never have. That's what she said. She said it like that. So it led me to believe that she was talking about the office manager. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I've never had to say it. So why, with this one time that I have to sit you down, you're going to blow it so far out of proportion to the point where you're now snapping at me. And I'm like confused because I'm like, this is not what this was about. I'm sitting here to try to guide you and make sure that you're aware of the process, the policies and the rules that we have and the chain of command. But now you want to come at me and tell me that I need to accept the criticism that you're spilling to. Why are you criticizing me right now anyway? This is not a, correct me if I'm wrong. When your boss sits down with you, is that an opportunity for you to tell them how awful they are? I mean, maybe at the end, maybe you can say that if you're going to quit. Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I worked in so many jobs, and every time the boss called me in, and I just took what they said. Now, no, there was one time, and I will tell you, I was 19, and I remember, but in my defense, he was yelling at the top of his lungs. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to take that. Nope, don't have to take that. And I left. He was literally yelling at the top. But if I was mature enough, I would have sat there and just said, listen to him. And then said very peacefully, calmly, you don't have to talk to me like that. And I will not accept, you know what I mean? Now I'm an adult. I was an adult at the time, but when you're young, you're still young in the mind. You're not an adult. Sorry. You're still childish a little bit, and that's how I was. 19, dude yelling at me at the top of his lungs. And I was like, oh no, I don't need to take this. I'm out of here. But if I was mature enough, I would have sat there and I would have said, I'm sorry. Can you please, you don't have to talk to me like that. And just, I accept what you're saying. And I apologize for what I did, because I did something wrong. I had told another employee that he had gave me a raise and told him how much he had gave me. That's a no-no. I didn't know that. I was only 19. I did not know that you do not tell your other coworkers how much because what they gonna do? They gonna go and tell and be like, wait, you gave her and this and that. And yeah. So now I know that. So, but he was yelling off the top of his lungs, you told, and I'm like, oh, okay, wait, hold on. No, you're not going to talk to me like that. And yeah, no, I wasn't mature enough to receive that. So, but honestly, I was not like that. I was very calm. And I told her, I in the beginning, I expressed how thankful I was for her, and for her coming on board and helping me. I was nice, really nice. I really want to play the recording, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go that far. So, setting clear boundaries is not just about keeping people that, seek to harm you at bay, but it's about protecting yourself. You have to protect yourself. And sometimes, you could just feel emotionally drained. And that's how I felt when I left my family's church. I just felt emotionally drained. I'm like, what did I do to her? And if Terrell on here, I want to know, is any of my staff on here? I honestly did not know what I did to her. And wait a minute, God will send people your way. God will send people your way with a heart like yours. Thank you, Press Through. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, after a while, you start questioning yourself. Like, is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me, oh Lord? Standing in the... I'm just like, but then I feel like God is just weeding out the bad to make room for the good. And that's how I have to look at it that way. Like, he has to weed out the bad to make room for the good. I honestly, what really hurt me about that moment today was I really thought that we could come back from that. I really thought that she would just come to her senses and just be like, you know what? I made a mistake. I jumped the gun, and, come to me and just sit and talk to me and have a conversation, and we would just patch things up and it'd be cool. I honestly thought that that's how it would go in the future. I never thought, because this was the first time I've ever seen her since this happened back in, I believe it was November. This is my first time seeing her. if you could believe it. And then she, like I said, she's married into my family, and so as you could imagine, they do not show up for family dinners. So no, I don't see them often. So this is the first time I've seen her, and I just couldn't believe that interaction, because I was just like, what? I was really confused. Like, wow, what? Really? It's like that? Is that deep? Is that deep? Because I had to sit down with you one time and discuss with you an incident so that you will know for future that's not okay. You have to, there's a chain of command. There's this, there's that, and it went from that to now I'm evil. I have negative energy, and I'm like, what? I'm just flabbergasted. So I wanted to see if Terrell was on here. So I wanted him to, yeah, I know that, Lachelle, I know that. I wanted him to talk, but anyways, y'all, anybody want to come on live with me and talk about a situation that maybe you've dealt with, maybe similar situation, and I don't know, let me know. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Go ahead and use that link if you want to come on, talk to me. But it's very important to protect your peace. It's very important to have the right people around you. It's very important to not allow people to dim your light. Because, like, I was having a decent day other than the contractions. I was having a pretty decent day. And then all of a sudden that happened, and it just made me, the first thing I thought about was I wanted my mom. My mom was my go-to for everything. I don't have anybody like that no more. So that's the first person I wanted to talk to. And it made me so angry that I could not talk to her, that I could not pick up the phone and just talk to my mom. It made me angry. It hurt me so bad. And I was just like, oh my God. So I called Tiffany and I told her what happened. And she said, Miss Ray, she couldn't talk for long. She was like, Miss Ray, I'm with a family, but don't let that girl, not let that girl. That's not what she said. She said, don't let that bring you down. Don't let her get you so upset that she hurts you or what have you and all that. She said, whatever. And I was like, it's too late. Like, I'm hurt. And I'm a sensitive person. I will admit that I'm a sensitive person. So, stuff like that, when people take issue with me, and especially when I have no idea why. Like, what did I do? And I would, if she came back and said, hey, you know what, you really hurt me this time when you said this, that, and the other, then it would make sense for me. Or you know what, Miss Ray, this one time you hit me on accident or something. I don't know. Just tell me what I did. Make it make sense. Because right now I'm confused. I went from you the best boss, your mama is proud of you, I'm so happy to be here for this and that, to a few weeks later, I'm this evil girl that she can't even be around. Like, what? And get this, I'm never here. So how did I go from that to that and I'm not here? I'm literally not in the office. I come to the office maybe once, if that twice a week. Sometimes I don't even come at all in during the week. But I just made it clear that I'm going to start coming more often, because I feel like people need to see their boss. They need to know that they have a boss. They need to, you know what I mean? So I'm going to make sure that I do it more often, but at least once a week. This week I ended up coming twice. But yeah, it's not normal for me to come twice, but hey, I'm gonna bring you to the stage. Press through.
Let's go.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Just finished the food line on today. Had to hop on your live.
Okay. Did you catch that at all? Now, you guys, you mind me telling them
I'm
who
an
you
open
are?
book. I'm an open
Okay.
book. I tell people when you got a relationship with God, you don't have no business.
Okay, well, listen, this is Miss Charlotte. She is actually a new staff member here at Exquisite Family Mortuary. Yay! And she was actually there at the church. I don't think she saw the interaction or what have you, but I don't know. I don't know. What is your take on the situation?
So my
Or
take
just
is
on, or not even on the situation, but on protecting your peace and everything. Just what's
okay.
your
So
thoughts?
my take is this, and as you all can see, my name here is called Press Through. Because from the moment I was born, I just had to press through. It's like everything has been a press in life. But one thing that I am so adamant about is, and I would give this to all your beautiful listeners out there, we, people that are listening online, okay, hear me and hear me clearly. I have been attacked because of my sweet smelling spirit. You have to
Oh
understand that
yeah.
when you are called, and you have to understand that when you have been favored by the Almighty God, there are going to be people. And remember, it is not them. They are being used by the evil spirit. And for people that don't believe it's out there, trust me, it's real. It's called spirits, okay? Spirits jump off into other people that makes them do what they do, okay? And I'm not saying that this is something to take up for, but you have to understand that when you surround yourself with people that don't have no plans on going nowhere, don't have no plans on finishing nothing in life. It's always everybody else. It ain't them. Can't nobody tell them nothing. So if can't nobody tell you nothing, how you gonna learn? How
True.
you gonna learn? Your parents even
True.
teach you how to eat, to walk, to do this, to do that. So if can't nobody tell you anything, how do you expect to learn anything in life?
Right. And
But
that's what
I'm gonna take it deeper. Let's go deep. Y'all got your popcorn out there on this Friday night. Let's go deeper.
popcorn.
Let's go deeper. We're gonna go deeper. When God shows you a flag of somebody with that type of spirit, please stop chasing them down with love. I'm gonna say it again. When God shows you somebody with that spirit, stop chasing them down with love. And here's the reason why I say that. Yes, we love the whole world, but guess what? We are not God. And we have to understand that sometimes God is trying to teach them a lesson, right? It doesn't mean that we don't love them anymore. It doesn't mean that we don't have to stop speaking to them. I speak to people right now that I know that's the lied on me recently. I look them in the face and say, "Hey, sweetheart." And guess what? I know you done lied on me. Because that one it came back and told me, that one it came back and told me, and that one it came back and told me. And guess what? I still do. Hey, how you doing? I still have the love of God for you. But one thing I have learned in my 44 years of living here on this earth, you got some mean, evil people out here that is mad because you got something that they don't have. They mad because you got a spirit that they don't possess. They mad because you know what? You got the favor of God. I tell people, when you got the favor of God upon your life, can't nobody stop you. But you got to get up out of the lion's den. Because you are set apart. And when you have been set apart, you got to walk like you've been set apart. You got to talk like you've been set apart. And can't nobody break down my confidence in this world. And I'm going to tell you like it is. And if you don't like it, guess what? Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you.
Yeah.
We have to talk to evil spirits like they evil. Because if you're talking like the devil, guess what? I'm going to treat you like the devil.
Well, listen, for me, thank you, Press Through, Miss Charlotte. for me, like I said, it took me off guard with this situation, with both of those situations. They both took me off guard with the young man and with her, both took me off guard. But for her to not even want to be around me, I'm like,
Miss
really?
Ray, Miss Ray, what, hold on, what communion does light have with darkness? None.
Okay.
None.
Right.
We got to stop doing this tap around in life, because for one, life is too short. If people can't celebrate you with that loving spirit, what makes you think they're going to come back and want to celebrate you then? No, get off of this. A relationship is designed to take you somewhere. And if your relationship, boyfriendship, husbandship, girlfriendship, they ain't taking you nowhere, you got to do what? And the pastor would say, abandon ship.
Yep.
So we got to stop doing this tap back
Amen.
and life dance with people that don't mean us no
Right.
good. Because because people like that, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful of them. We see it happening every day with jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy will have people kill people. Right?
KP said, look what they did to Jesus. Yeah.
Look what they did to Jesus. Look what they did. And guess what? That was his circle. That was his homeboys.
And that was Jesus. So who am I? So I get it.
In the Bible, I'm going to leave it right here. I'm going to leave it right here. In the Bible, it says what? If they don't want to hear what you got to say, dust the dust from your feet and do what? Carry on. Okay?
Yeah.
There's no conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
I walk past you like you don't exist. I don't see anything, huh? Who?
Yep.
Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. If you're not for me, you are against me.
Yeah.
Okay. Love y'all.
And yep. Thank you. Thank you, Press Through. Thank you. But yeah, she's so right. She's so right. Dust my feet off. Keep it pushing, because at the end of the day, God, I'm on a mission. I have a mission. I have an assignment, and I am on assignment. So I cannot allow anyone to mess with this, to mess up my mental, because they mental. So got to keep my eyes on the prize. And that's all the enemy wants, is for me to take my eyes off, and nope, can't do it. Anybody else want to come on with me? Anybody else before I exit? I hope you guys enjoyed this live, because if you did, you liked it already, right? You already did that. You already gave it a thumbs up. And hey, y'all. Oh, hey, Lachelle. Hey, who else? Hey, Miss Betty. Thank you so much, Miss Betty. Handy Mike said, oh, no, is that Handy or Hardy? Hardy Mike said, you better preach. Yes. Yeah. Look, my sister's keeper. Preach. Yes, Levi. Can't be nice for so long. I know. All that means is greater is coming. I believe that, Lachelle. Thank you. I believe it. It has to, because I'm just like, it has to, because I'm like, God, what is going on? It seemed like when stuff start just coming at you from out the blue, it's like, yeah, you need to get prepared, because something is about to happen. And I'm praying that it's positive, it's good, and it's gonna take me to the next level. Thank you, Patricia. Is that Patricia? Oh Lord. I can't. Y'all know what? Where's my look, I got this. I got my magnifying glass. I ain't even playing with y'all. Oh, I need to get my eyes checked out. Great live. Thank you so much, my sister's keeper. I appreciate that. Get thee behind me. Yes, Satan. Yes. All right. Nobody else want to come on with me? Come on. I would love to. You guys don't have to turn your camera on. You don't have to turn your camera on. Keep pressing. I receive that. Oh, hey, sis. Hey, sis. This is my sister-in-law, the one that has my baby. Uh-oh, wrong one. Uh-oh, where'd it go? There you go. So proud of you, sis. Thank you. Thank you. Nobody else before I go? Amen. She is right. My family will stab me in the back. I block them out. Wait. Miss Ray, your mama is with you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I know she's with me. I know. And I do talk to her. She don't talk back, but I do talk to her. Anybody else want to come on live with me before I go? Gotta go pick up my baby boy. So I enjoyed you guys. I hope you guys learned something from this or not. I don't know. If you got something out of the live, hopefully you already liked it and showed me some love. I appreciate the ones that rock with me all the time. I am so grateful and thankful that you guys come on here and sit and just listen to me vent. If that's all you do, I love it. Thank you so much. If Jesus is for you, who could be against you? Amen. When you had a when you had a child, my child is 2 years old. You missed it, Levi. Where you been? Where you been? Oh God. Yes. Okay. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this live. And I'll come back to you guys again sometime next week. No, I might come to you guys on Sunday. And I only say that because I do owe you guys a video of the me talking about what happened to my mom. You guys want to know that one. So yeah, Levi, you late, Levi. Oh, my sister's keeper, Miss Beverly, is deeply missed. Yes, she is. Be encouraged. Thank you, KP. I appreciate it. Always enjoy seeing you, Miss Ray. May God continue to bless and keep you and your family. Appreciate that, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. Yes, will you leave a chat, please? Give me some love and show me some love and, like the live, share it. And yeah, hopefully it was enjoyable and not too much of a ramble for you. But I want to share little things that I learned as a business owner and as a business, a woman in business that, and I have workers under me it's a lot. It's a lot of stress that I did not go through. I didn't have to think of or anything for the first 12 years. I didn't have this. Now I have this, and it's a lot. Like I did all of our removals before. I did the vast majority of our removals I did. And my mom took care of the paperwork and stuff in the office. She made sure the office was clean. I didn't have no problems with the prep room or anything being out of order or anything. Didn't have none of these problems that I'm having now. But I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's different. It's different now that I have people that, that work with me. I don't even like to say for me. They work with me, but yes, they work for me. But it's different. And now I have to do the hard things that I don't like to do because me, like say for instance, like me, Terrell and Tiffany, we formed this bond, you know what I mean? And if I have to say something to one of them, it's just like, I don't want to do it. So I just sit and I contemplate and I make sure that I'm saying the right things, that I'm saying I don't want anyone to get offended or anything like that, but I have to be the boss. I can't be afraid to be the boss. I have to say stuff. We have monthly meetings and I say stuff in the monthly meetings, and they, for the most part, take heed and respect me as being their boss. But then I feel like God is just weeding out the ones that's just don't have that same respect, and that's it, and that's all. There's also, like I said, Miss Charlotte just came on board. We have another person. Her name is Maisha. She just came on board not too long ago. Actually, shortly after that other person left. It's like the Lord brought her like literally right after. It was like, girl, one monkey don't stop no show. That saying. So it was like, yes, because at first I was like, what are we gonna do? And then it was like, we have this oh, thank you, Jesus. It was like perfect timing. Then we also have Lachelle. We still have John. Pray for John. He was in an accident, had a bit of an accident, but he's fine now, I hear. But yeah, I mean, we have great people, and I just want to keep it that way. I don't want to, any other owners, any other boss people, men or women in the chat, like, do you understand like where I'm coming from or what have you? Do you have employees or what have you? And it's just a lot. It's a lot. I be stressed out about making sure that they're paid well, they're compensated for whatever they do. Like today I had to pay out commissions and stuff for last month. I literally waited till the last day of this month to do that, but hey, I got it done. And it's just, it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. Anybody out there that's thinking about starting a business and becoming a boss, an owner, or what have you, it is not easy. And I fear that if that person, that staff member that I just talked about tonight, if they ever went into business on their own, I really fear that, that karma is going to just come back to hunt them, because man, they gonna learn and they gonna be like, oh, okay. And they probably gonna have to get a laugh out of it, because it's gonna be like, yeah, I remember when I did that to my boss. Okay, got it. Hopefully reality will hit them at some point. I don't know. You know how when you break up with, or you get dumped or what have you with in a relationship, and you guys part ways, and you just want that person to just someday just miss you enough to like think about, oh my God, I should have treated her better. I should have did X, Y, and Z. You just want them to come to that reality at some point, and you want them to acknowledge it to you and say, hey, I really hate the way I did you. I really messed up. You were a good woman, blah, blah. I have always wanted one of my exes, any one of them, to come back and tell me that. None of them have, but I have always wanted that. So it's the same thing in business. I'm finding out, like, the same type of relationship that you want that person to learn and come back and say, hey, you know what? I get it now. I get it. And I understand now. So, I apologize for how I treated you, because it was wrong. It wasn't right. Da, 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 da. You want that. And I hope that I get that one day. I really do. But that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling. And they said, and wait, what you saying, Levi? Next time you hire, do a background check. I mean, I guess I do need to do something like that. And he said, and check they reference on the app, Big Key Point. Somebody, Lachelle, somebody write that down, please. Big Key Point. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I need to do all of that. All of that. Keep them crazy, crazy people away from your business and spirit. Yes. Yes. Okay. I do need to. But I told Miss Tiffany, when you're interviewing people, whomever you decide that you feel like is a good fit, I need to interview them too. I need to interview them because they need to know there is a chain of command. Yeah, they need to know that. And although I'm a real cool, chill boss. I mean, you can joke with me, you can kiki it up with me and everything, which probably you guys probably don't agree with. Probably somebody will say, no, you shouldn't do that, keep it separate or whatever. But I'm just real chill. So, and I don't want people to be afraid of me, even though Tiffany and Terrell are. I don't know why. They say, oh, we be scared to tell you stuff. And I'll be like, why? Like, no, tell me. I need to know. Please tell me. I need to be kept in the loop. I don't want to be in the dark about stuff. So tell me. But it's so funny because I'm like, I'm so chill. Like, why do you guys be scared? It was like, for the most part, they be scared. They don't want to put more on me than I already have on me. So, and I respect that and I can appreciate that. But no, I do need to know. Good night. Good night. And good night to you guys all. I need to go. Oh, Terrell, no, why you come in at the end? Dude, I gotta go. Terrell, no, I need you to say something. Can you come on the live? Real quick? Real quick. Like real quick. And only if you're going to be honest. I don't want you to, only if you're going to be honest. I don't want nobody coming on here just because if I'm wrong or if I did something, please tell me. I want people to be honest with me. But why you say he dumb? She puts us in headlock. Oh Lord. Terrell, stop. No, I don't want you to come on here if you're gonna not be serious. And if you gonna lie or whatever, I don't want you to do that. Tell the truth. My camera will be off though. That's fine. She's okay with your video being off. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with your video being off. Like real quick. Real quick. So I gotta go. Like I literally need to pack up and get out of here. Come on, you taking too long now. You taking too long. I'm overlooking a mess. Okay. We off that. Come on. Are you gonna come on or not? If not, then I need to get off because I need to go pick up my child. Well, not pick up my child because we're staying for the weekend. So need to go and be with my child. He said he don't know how. The link, I put the link in the chat. He don't know how. Oh, Lord. They said, bye, Terrell. Bye, Terrell. Right. And I bet he the youngest of everybody in here. He the youngest of everybody in here. And he talking about he don't know how. All right, guys. Terrell ain't coming on. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
T-Rail has entered the chat.
Okay, and we're going to keep it respectful, right? Okay?
Yeah.
I have to tell you that. I got to tell you that. Terrell.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm exhausted.
Okay.
What's up?
So sorry to hear that. But I wanted to know, like, in that scenario that I told you about earlier today, with the person that used to be here, honestly, honestly, because you were really close with that person, was okay. Was there anything that I could have done differently, or, do you feel like I did something to that person? And be honest, please.
So when a person
Be
has a
honest.
how do you say it, preconceived motion or notion to do something that's in their head that's made up, there's nothing nobody could have done or anything to change their mind. Like I told you about the situation, I told you that how many conversations were had afterwards, everything went down, and at the end of the day, they want to do what they want to do. That's a grown person, you know. You can't change a grown person's mind.
So that you're saying that person was going to,
No,
they already
from
had it made up in their mind if I said anything to them.
yeah, because you have to
That
go back to the original day, the whole popped off, and
okay.
when it didn't go the way they wanted it to go, they they're over it. So yeah,
Oh, because I didn't allow for that person's husband or what have you to ride with them, and actually not ride with them, drive the company car. That was a big issue. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but he's off. But that's it, y'all. I listen. Woo, we need to do that. We listen and we don't judge. We need to do that funeral home edition. Y'all know what? I'm gonna see if I can get some of my staff members on there, and we do that. I'm gonna see. Would y'all like that? We listen and we don't judge. Yes, we can do that. But thank you guys. You guys have a blessed and wonderful weekend. I hope you guys again enjoyed this, and I will be back for more chit chat with Ms. Ray, whatever you want to call this. But that's it, y'all. Mwah. Thank you for your support. Have a blessed one.